Good morning. Charlie Riverman Bergeron here on Presence of Light Talk here on Humanity Healing. And it is the 22nd of December, the day after winter solstice, and counting down to Christmas celebrations and many other holy days during this season of what in the Northern Hemisphere is a going within, and entering into the womb and reflecting deeply on a lot of things that are going on both within us and around us. And so as I joined you this morning, I had really no topic for this morning until I arose. And I realized that last week's show about hopelessness was still somewhere stuck within me. And good morning, DeLeon and Leonie. And I realized that during a releasing session yesterday with a dear friend, Karina Shaha, who channeled the angels, and I spoke with them in complete honesty, and realized that my own hopelessness was what the issue was, and my own sense of hopelessness. And in the process, I was guided to go deep within myself to release that doubt, to release that hopelessness, and realize who I truly am and who each of us truly are is so amazing that we have buried it so deeply under thousands of years of damage and misbehavior, misalignment, etc. So as we go into this celebratory season, good morning to each of you. Yes, Lisa, I will pray for you. And I'm truly sorry to hear of your loss, and may you be blessed in your sorrow, and may you release that hopelessness, that feeling, that deep pain in your heart, and know that both your son and you are perfectly divine and always in the light. And so what's happened to us as humans really is we've been taught and programmed to look outside of ourselves for the answers to all of our problems, because most of these problems arrive to us from the external, and we can't fix that from the outside many times. Even though we try earnestly and deeply with all our power, we come up short sometimes. And that's what I've been feeling is, I know who I am. I died. I went to the light. I know what that presence, I know what that essence is, and I carry it. And I try to place that in the heart of everybody that I speak with, including you here. And I realize that that's all I need to do, is just plant the seed within your hearts. It's not my job to make it grow. It's not my job to do anything more than that. And so this sort of hopelessness feeling that I've been feeling has been really about, I want to manifest. I want you all to feel what I know. And that's a beautiful thought. But I'm only here to present you this golden platter of life, this golden light that you are, as well as I am. And allow you to come and as a gift, to open that gift yourself. And those were wise words that were given to me yesterday. So most of us know of the golden rule and have been taught the golden rule and realize that most of the avatars or holy men and women throughout history have all lived by that promise of something better, and by doing unto others as we do unto ourselves. Yet if we have a perverted sense of who we are, if we have a distorted sense of who we are, then our expression is going to be expressed as a distortion as well. And Dawn says, when my son passed away, I asked, what is my purpose now? And I found it inside me, sending positive energy and love and light. Thank you, Dawn, for that beautiful confirmation. And each of you who listen to this have your own personal stories of coming to know that deeper part of yourself where the hopelessness disappears because it cannot exist in that light. It cannot exist in that energy field. And so, yes, the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, it's a statement. It's more than a statement. It's a living and breathing energy. And we are that energy and the expression of it. And that's our responsibility, is to be the blessing. It doesn't mean we have to create the blessing. It doesn't mean we're responsible for manifesting the blessing. What it really means is just be that blessing of compassionate, open-hearted, and divine resonance. As I've said before, my angels, my guides have given me the word soul as source of unconditional love. And as souls, we are souls. It doesn't matter what religious nature you are. When you take that word and soul and you deregulate it from the common vernacular and look at it, source of unconditional love, doesn't go any further than that. Just that statement, I am a source of unconditional love. And we need to own that now. We need to stand up and be seen as that. We need to act on that. We need to embrace that. Embrace ourselves. This is us. This is who we really, really are. And I say it adamantly because, as I say, this week has been challenging for me. And over solstice, amazing, amazing day. And it's my favorite day of the year. I came back from years ago. I went to Newgrange and stood in the center of that beautiful mound, which is considered the womb of the moon. And I realized in that moment standing there, it wasn't at solstice, but the connection of humans and beings that are not of this planet, and angels and guides and spirits who all were gathered in that space. Not judging each other, not pointing the finger at each other, but truly coming together in the womb of what I consider the Divine Mother, and saying we were all birthed from this one womb. And the mother is rising. The divine feminine is returning to our existence, and we are the bearers of that. So again, it's our responsibility to unlock the blessings and be the blessings of that. It's not anybody else. It's within us. So this sacred, divine spiritual connection can't be severed by anyone else other than that by which we were created. And it is so deep within us that it is very rarely accessed on any level. And so it takes stillness. It takes the desire to seek the source of beingness within us, to move deeply through all the wounds, through all the band-aids we've got, the scar tissue, the however you want to look at it, the pain, the suffering that we've all endured through loss of family members, loss of financial stability, loss of being hungry, homeless. We've all endured this at some point. While we may not be the poster child for any of those things, each one of us have endured that on some level. And this is why we can't turn away anymore. Because it's not about what's outside of us. It's not the person we see on the street. It's the person we are deep within our own divine presence. And the gateway is through our hearts. So this morning, this all came up as I sat down to write, and my beloved and I now have a signal. I put up do not disturb sign so that I'm uninterrupted in the thought flow and the presence of my guides coming through. And we have to remember that we are the ones who chose to disconnect from the wholeness. And as I put in the title of this, it's the holiness, the holiness of the season is the holiness, both divine and whole, the completeness. Each one of us are part of that completeness. And we're not complete if any of us are missing. And that's where we need to be the blessing, is when we stand up and be seen, others will see us. And they'll look at us, and at first they'll judge us, and they'll look and say, oh, this is another crazy person. However they want to judge us. But by being the light that we are, what we do is send a signal that stays within them. They will not forget that. Even if they choose to be mean or call us names or look at us as if we're, landed from another planet. Doesn't matter. Be the light that you are. You are the blessing. Not only in this season, but as we move into the new year 2018, and it's about remembering who we truly are in our hearts, and to reopen a lot of the old wounds that are there within us. The damage is, we're still holding the damage. Some of it's ours and some of it isn't ours. And it doesn't matter. Allow the old wounds to open and allow your light, your divine light from within you, to heal it, to embrace it and say, this is no longer something that I need or seek to experience. Instead, I seek to experience the fullness of the light that I am, and I will shine my light on this pain and suffering. I have that power. I have that power as a true divine child of creation. However you want to express that or look at that, however you've been taught, everybody is expressing the same thing. It's just, there are many trees in the forest, but they're all trees. There are many philosophies, theosophies, religions, practices, but they're all one. They're all saying the same thing. And like the golden rule, it didn't start with just one nation or one group of people. It's been passed around for thousands and thousands of years, long before it was recorded in the Bible. And so this is important for each of us to realize. Another person's expressing her challenge with the season because of the passing of her father. Yes, it is sad. And this time of year brings up great depression for people and suicide. Suicide rate goes up during this time of year. And what is that but a loss, a deep sense of hopelessness, and a loss of connection to that divine light within. So the message really is, you are the blessing as I am the blessing. And it's time we lived it fully. No fear, no recoiling, no denial. Yes, we may flinch a little and be uncomfortable for a while, yet the rejoicing will be heard from throughout the heavens and the cosmos as we take full responsibility for our divine thread of light, which is woven into the greater fabric of that which we call life. And we are part of this fabric, each one of us, a sparkling piece of glitter, perhaps, shining in this magical tapestry that we call humanity. And so as I prepared for this morning, there were some readings and things that I came across that I'd love to share with you and let you know I'm not the only one that's talking about this or feeling this, and you're not the only one listening. And it's important for all of us to work within our own hearts and bring this light forth, this light of solstice, the return of the light. So important, such an important message that we skip over it with our Christmas decorations and our candle lighting, and all important. But it's the essence, the message, return of the light. To our ancient ancestors meant the hope for another year of life. Because if the sun did not return, if the light did not return, they would live in darkness. And so this is the promise of solstice. This is the promise of Christmas being held at this time of year. This is all of the celebrations throughout the history of humanity that have been held at this year is to look for hope. It's the promise of hope. It's the remembering that we are not here alone. Maybe in these physical bodies we're alone, but we are never alone, never separated from the Creator, that which we call the Creator. And so there was a Metta Sutta, the Karaniya Metta Sutta, that came up several times this morning for me. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there was an excerpt from it. And then there was a couple who wrote something based on it. And so I would like to read those things to you now. And this is from John and Sarah Gibb Millspaw. I believe they were with the Unitarian Universal Church. I'm probably saying that wrong. But their commentary based on their reading of this was this: as things crumble and shift on the planet, forgive the old paradigm and past hurts. Not to excuse anything, but to release oneself fully from its influence. Anytime we hold on to anything negative for too long, it holds on to us and creates the very duality that we are working to be released from. We are the key to our own liberation. And when we reclaim it or embody it in our own lives, we disempower all the forces of control, enslavement, and suppression. To discover freedom, discover the true you, and don't let anyone or anything suppress it, control it, or allow you to mask it. And I thought that's a powerful way to start the year. So as we go through the holidays and we feel that overwhelming sense of despair or lack of hope or just self-reflection that's not pleasant, shine your light. Your light. Shine your light on you. Discover that freedom and discover that true you that is buried so deep beneath so many layers of stuff. And start to embrace it and bring it forth. And so from the Metta Sutta, this is translated from the Pali by the Amaravati Sangha. And there's only one section I want to read of it because it's quite lengthy. But it's a blessing in and of itself. May all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. And that's the golden rule in action. And I ask each of you to ponder on that, and I'll put these writings along on the list here. And I also have a blog, which I will put it in, which is called Reflections of Riverman. And if you just Google that, you will come to my blog page where I post not only these humanity healing talks, but a lot of my poetry and writing is there. And it's a deep sacred space. So I invite you to go and explore it. There's much been written over the past 7 years. I don't even know what's written there. It just comes through and I post it. And so lastly, in a book that I years ago read, Lessons from the Source by Jack Armstrong, there was a chapter called "The Decision is Yours." And I just casually picked up the first page, and it was important. I says, what's the message of all this? And the message to me yesterday was the decision is yours, Charlie. And the angels with whom I was speaking, that was their message to me. The decision is yours, Charlie. We're always here. We know you and we understand you. But you are the one who has to make this decision because you're the boots on the ground. You're the feet on the ground. You are there on planet Earth at this time, going through this transition that humanity needs to stand up and say, we are here and we are the light bearers. And so I just wanted to read this to you. Remember that you are in complete control. You can claim and accept your good and give thanks for it, remembering always that you are entitled to it, and that it is my will that you have it, and that you allow it to enrich your life, so that you may experience the kingdom of God on earth. Or you can convince yourself through some series of thoughts and activities that you cannot have access to it, and that all of this is out of your control. The choice is ours, and no, we're not out of control. It may feel like it. It may feel painful. We may lose hope at times. But when all else fails, if we drop into that heart space, that divine heart space, which each of us has and contains, dig through whatever is on the surface that is painful, is hurtful, dig through, expose it to the air, expose it to the light, and bring your own heart light through. Be the blessing. We, each one of us, are the blessing in someone's life. And it's not a big job, in truth. We make it out to be a big job because of our own fears and our own personal journeys. But I can assure you that we're each one of us being called in this year of 2018 to look deeper and to express more fully the perfect light of love, the divine presence of all that is, the angelic beings which we truly are. Present ourselves to ourselves, through ourselves, and spread the joy, the grace, the full presence of all that you can be. And that, my loved ones, is my Christmas wish for you. Be the light that you are. Be the blessing that you are. And when times get tough, go deeply within yourself, peel back all the layers, and dig deep into that true self that you are. And just bring enough forth at first to just sit with and know that it's there. It is always there. It has always been there. It cannot not be there and you still be alive on this planet. With that, I am complete, and I wish you the utmost blessings of this season of light. In whatever religious and holy fashion that you honor that, I ask that you honor it fully. Embrace it. Be it. Live it. And in the new year, we'll have a lot of changes, none of which are bigger or more powerful than we are. And you have the choice to bring that through. Thank you. And once again, I love you. I bless you and I respect you. And I know that I think we have one more Friday before the first of the year, and then a new moon and a new year, and it's going to be powerful. So I'm glad to be here with you all and share in the light and love. And may your families be well. And for those of you who are deeply entrenched in feeling sadness, know that you are much more than what you are feeling, and that it's okay to feel what you are feeling. Mourn it, release it, and come back to loving yourself again. And with that, I'm complete. Have a great week. We'll see you on next Friday. So many blessings. Bye-bye.